So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can scale your Amazon online arbitrage business with the help of virtual assistants. And if you don't know me already, my name is Carter Maxwell, and I help online arbitrage sellers scale their Amazon business by leveraging virtual assistants. So in this exact video, I'm going to break down what a virtual assistant is, how you can use them to leverage your personal Amazon business, and personally, how I have scaled my Amazon online arbitrage business to $60,000 months, fully ran and operated by my virtual assistant team in my prep center, to where most days I spend less than 30 minutes per day on the business. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So to start it off, I'm sure some of you might not know what a virtual assistant is, but it is essentially a team member that you will be hiring that lives on the other side of the world, actually, depending on where you live. But most virtual assistants in the Amazon online arbitrage field are going to be located in the Philippines. Now, I know another big question you all have, how much does a virtual assistant cost? How do you pay them? How much do you pay them? How do you calculate that? So obviously this is a very in-depth question, but for the most part, a full-time salary, I mean, this is 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 20 work days a month, typically is going to run you about $400 to $600 per month USD, depending on their experience level. $400 per month is definitely more towards the beginner, the less advanced virtual assistants, but it is very common, including my personal Amazon virtual assistants, like to be paid $600 per month and more, depending on the value that they can bring your business. Now, I've been working with virtual assistants since the age of 16, just outsourcing for all sorts of businesses. And right now, I actually have multiple virtual assistants that I staff. Obviously, I have 2 that work full-time for my Amazon online arbitrage business. Then I have some virtual assistants that work for my personal brand, YouTube, Instagram, as well as a couple that work for my leads-based Discord. Now, I also wanted to mention that earlier this year in January, I actually got to fly to the Philippines. So I flew from Texas, the United States, all the way to the Philippines to meet a few members on my team. Here's an image right here. So all I can say is that the Filipino people and the culture is amazing, super loyal, super hardworking people. And I'm so grateful to have them on my team. If you're not following me on Instagram, check me out. I'll have a link below to my Instagram in the description of this video. So there was a point in time before I brought on my first virtual assistant where I was just stuck in my online arbitrage business. I understood the concept. I knew how to find products. I understand how to prep them. I understand how to read Keepa charts, but there was just a few things that were holding me back. First off, I was spending a lot of time doing inventory prep. But then also I was doing all the product research myself and all the back end parts of the Amazon business. Things like product sourcing, repricing, restocking inventory, either if there was low or out of stock. You had things like managing older inventory. Like, there's just a lot that goes into running an Amazon business. If you're watching this video, you'll definitely understand. And part of the reason I was stuck is I was doing everything myself. The business only grew, it only performed when I put in more hours. And to me, that was kind of an issue. I didn't want to sign up for a new job, working 10 hours a day. And so I brought on my first virtual assistant. Now let's flash forward to where I am today. So right now, in the last 30 days, my Amazon online arbitrage business has done about $61,000 in sales. I have a 2-person virtual assistant team that both work for me part-time. I'm currently obviously connected with a sales tax-free prep center because I lived in Texas, and all the inventory I was ordering, I was having to pay tax on. And so I'm now able to sometimes, save money and also the time of not having to do prep myself. So I quickly want to break down these 2 things right here, my 2 virtual assistants and my prep centers, and show you why this has been so powerful to allow me from, point A where, I was under 25K per month, I was struggling to grow, make more money, to where I am today, where my business is almost fully outsourced, into where, I don't have to clock in and work on the Amazon business, and products are still being sourced, purchased, and prepped by my prep center. So let's go ahead and break down the 2 virtual assistants. So I've got 2 VAs. So I've got one is just a full-time product sourcer. So all day, every day, her goal is to go out and find new deals, new leads, new brands that we can add to our online arbitrage business. Now, also, we have some small things she does. We also have her managing our restocks, which helps because that also takes some time. Now, my second virtual assistant also is a product sourcer, mainly part-time right now, but this was my original first virtual assistant. He was my best product sourcer, so he's able to take his methods of product sourcing and also teach my newest virtual assistant, which is that first one. So my second virtual assistant is a product sourcer and also my purchasing manager. So when we got to the point where we wanted to scale, as you know, the actual time that goes into, making purchases, doing the checkouts, especially when you're ordering 20, 30, 40, 50 units at a time, and you have to do multiple checkouts to avoid cancels, you can really see how that time adds up. So basically what happens is my virtual, and is also, he does some admin work for me as well. Repricing, he also manages this first virtual assistant, reviews the leads. And basically I get leads coming in from VA number 1, VA number 2 also finds leads. And he actually does the purchasing for me. So we've built enough confidence. I've worked with him enough where I'm comfortable with him reviewing a lead, approving it, and then deciding the quantity to purchase and how many orders. If he wants to order 30 units of this backpack and he wants to do 6 orders of quantity 5, I'm now comfortable with him going ahead and taking those orders, placing the orders for me. He puts all that information into a spreadsheet. So I wake up, products are already sourced, products are already purchased, and I review that spreadsheet. And so my goal, Carter, I'm more of a manager. I oversee the business, the operations, my team. I look at what we purchased today, how many units, and then also provide feedback. Hey, we ordered 20 units of this item. I think we should have ordered 40 units, and here's why. Or, hey, I think we ordered 20 units of this item, and after double check and looking at the keeper, I think we should have ordered 10 units. Like, I'm always trying to, take how I run my business and transfer it to my virtual assistant. And then, of course, the final thing I wanted to mention is the sales tax free prep center. Mine is located in Oregon. This has been huge for my business. Obviously, the topic of this video is virtual assistants, but inventory prep is a super time consuming task. And for a lot of you, it's something that can be outsourced. You can save some time and some money as well, depending on where you might be living. So definitely look into that. Now, if you are watching this video and you are stuck doing below $25,000 per month in your online arbitrage business, I'm going to break down 2 different ways that you can bring on a virtual assistant to really help take your Amazon business to the next level. Because for a lot of you, maybe you already have the capital in place, which I highly recommend. It's tough to bring on and scale if you don't have capital in place. And a lot of you already have a solid foundation. You understand how to use the softwares, you understand how to review leads and do the purchasing. Either, you just need more profitable leads coming in, or you are spending too much of your time working on some back-end parts of the Amazon business, which you can outsource. So first off, product sourcing is obviously the foundation of your Amazon business. So when you can bring on a virtual assistant to help increase the lead flow, this is huge. Now, of course, to find a virtual assistant out there that has experience, it's very difficult. This is something that my company and I obviously can help with. But most importantly, the best thing that you can do is take the sourcing knowledge and skills that you already have, your favorite websites, coupon sales that you like to attack and take advantage of. The quicker you can transfer that information and your methods of sourcing to your virtual assistant, it's going to make that process much easier. Obviously, it's much easier said than done. And this process usually takes some time, but if you can have leads flowing into your inbox that you didn't have to spend the time to find, that's when things can really start click and scaling. Now, number 2 is basically all the back-end work of the Amazon business. I call this admin work. This is, data entry into spreadsheets, things like restocking ASINs that are low on stock or out of stock, repricing inventory to stay competitive, competitive or inventory that's been sitting for a while, tracking your inventory spent on a daily, weekly, monthly basis so you can forecast your business. These are the two sectors that I highly recommend that if you were to bring on a virtual assistant, you can help them focus on. Now, if you watched this entire video and you liked exactly what I was breaking down, and maybe you're a current online arbitrage seller and looking to scale, or you're someone that just thinks that they can genuinely benefit from adding a virtual assistant to their Amazon business, and you have the capital to scale, typically at least 10 to 15K is usually what we require people to have in place. So we can help you properly scale with a virtual assistant. You can have money to be able to spend on the leads that they provide. And you believe that hiring a virtual assistant is the next best move for you. I want you to check out the description below. You can either directly book a call to speak with me. However, if you do have any questions, go ahead, follow me on Instagram and DM me the word VA. I have a company where basically all we do is we help online arbitrage sellers scale on Amazon with the help of a virtual assistant. So my team and I will place you an experienced, skilled product sourcing VA. This is someone that we have interviewed that has gone through our paid sample projects through our lead-based incubator, and they are ready for a full-time client. So if you want, a direct placement of an Amazon virtual assistant for your online arbitrage business, and then obviously a period of time where you get access to me and my team where we're going to help you scale your Amazon business, and that sounds something that you'd like to learn more about, go ahead, go to the links below in this description, DM me the word VA on Instagram so I know you came from YouTube and I know what you need help with. So with that being said, go ahead and check the links below in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.